Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Professor Terry Haley, invited me to be here. I'm Lianglin from Compute Network Information Center, Chinese Academic of Science, and now I'm also the director of the National Basic Science Data Center and also Secretary General of CoData China. Today, I will give a brief introduction on scientific data ethics in China. My presentation includes three parts. In the first part, I will give you an overview on scientific data in China. In the second part, I will introduce our research on data ethics. In the third part, I will give a brief introduction on data ethics proposal for CoData International. In 1986, CAS launched a scientific database project, which has lasted for nearly 40 years, and more than 60 research institutes have been involved. In 1998, the project won the second prize for national scientific and technological progress. From 2006, this project began to be funded by Ministry of Science and Technology. And also from 2006, each of our 5-year plan has distinct technology leading features. They are data grid, data cloud, and big data. From 2019, we began to build our scientific data center system. CAS is only the top research institution in China, and now we look at the national scientific data work. In 2001, the Ministry of Science and Technology launched the first integrate into the National Science and Technology Innovation Base. Till 2018, a landmark document for scientific data work in China has been officially released. Its measures for the management of scientific data. This document identifies the general principles of scientific data work in China, open being the normality and close being the exception. The following aspects are mainly considered in the measure. The first one is deeply following the development trends. The second one is ensure data security. The third one is promote the data open and data sharing. The last one is focusing the weakness in China. In order to support this policy, 20 National Scientific Data Center was released in 2019 as a pilot to improve the data opening and sharing. Okay, now let's move to the second part, data ethics research and practice in China. Obviously, data ethics is a branch of the ethics, also a branch of the science and technology ethics, even a branch of information ethics. The relationship between data ethics and AI ethics is somewhat complicated. Till now, there's no definition of data ethics on Wikipedia. If we search this phrase on the website, it shows us the page doesn't exist, and also mentioned this data ethics may be the simple short of the big data ethics. About big data ethics, Wikipedia says it's about right and wrong conduct in relation to data, in particular personal data. And also it mentioned the ethics is related to the quantity and quality of the data. Wikipedia also lists the principles of big data ethics. It's about ownership, transaction, transparency, consent, privacy, currency, openness. In China, there are a lot of people about ethics, and I visit the China National Knowledge Infrastructure website to update statistics. In this table, there are two findings. AI ethics was proposed earlier than information ethics in China. A second is data ethics. Both appear in the article is in 2006. The, the statistical chart shows us that the research articles on ethics are far more than the other four. The leading is above the chart. Now, if we delete the number of the ethics, we can get this one. This chart shows us, obviously, the research on AI ethics has suddenly increased in the last 5 years and then dropped rapidly. And the research on data ethics is basically growing steadily. Based on the statistics, we can also get such a table. The main discipline to carry out data ethics research are ethics, computer science, medical, media, medical science, information science, and higher education. Obviously, the major data production discipline had not paid enough attention on this topic. I think you should all know the international development on data ethics research. So here I don't mention it. Based on the study, my team put forward 5 principles. They are human-oriented, social good, transparency, openness, fair. About human-oriented, here means any data from person should be owned by themselves and used with their government and so on. Social good means any use of the data should be benefit the human beings, such as the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development of UN. The meaning of transparency, openness, fair. Please refer to the big data ethics in Wikipedia websites. Our group also promote a data ethics framework on scientific data. Um, Frankly speaking, this framework is a descriptive model. It includes the 4 parts: objects, data, technology, and scenario. The object is described by data. For example, if we describe a person, the data about the person, we should consider the ethical rules about a person. If we describe a book or a pen, maybe the object shouldn't consider about the ethical rules. The rest are familiar. Uh, in this framework, there's an organic connection between the front and the back point, and they are a whole. In addition to the above-mentioned research, in recent years, the Chinese government has taken a serious major action, also released some laws and national standards, and most important is the National Science and Technology Ethics Committee was established last year. Now let's look at the third part. Uh, this data ethics task group proposal for CODATA. As just mentioned, there are many questions to be resolved, such as concept of the data ethics and also its contents and so on. So those many questions need we to resolve in a widely range, such as CODATA and even for the UNESCO recommendation on open science. So the data ethics task group want to develop a common understanding of concept and content of data ethics, also to release general principles and framework, even promote its application. The expected output of this group include concept, content, general principles, frameworks, and noted bibliographies and its application. The concept and content try to achieve agreement on the concept and the main research content between CODATA members. And the principle to put forward a theory, I want to say thanks to them, also to you. Thanks very much. And I hope we have a chance to work together. This is my presentation. Thanks for listening.